Hello, Bills. This is Eddie Johnson, EJ, the Automotive Detailing Innovator. And today is Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, March the 10th. I have approximately 1 month, April, if I'm not mistaken, April the 9th. I've been working on Sunday 6 years. Now, I've worked some every day. I had to work, including weekends, to do what I have to do to get my monies, right? Life is just set up like that. For some people to have to do more than others. And it's a lot of different reasons in life why some people have to do that, right? And some people is not really built for it, to get themselves in situations, and it's actually painful for them to have to figure out what they need to do to get out of the situation. And some just flat out refuse to try to get themselves out of the situation, and they live in the situation. They allow the situation to get the best of them. I've always tried my best to do what I can when I could, as much as possible. And I'm like a squirrel. I just don't gather a couple of nuts and say I got enough. Now, I'm not greedy, right? There's some things I've done in my teenage years that I didn't have to do. And I would say at that time I was greedy. I've always been blessed to have my needs taken care of. Even when I was young, growing up in Mobile, Alabama, I'm my mother's second oldest child, and I'm my biological father's oldest child, right? I've always had what I needed. It was 8 more siblings in my family that was my siblings that grew up in the house with me. But I still had my needs took care of. As time went on, I would say maybe I was about 9 years old when we moved into a spot. Well, I don't want to say spot, I'd use it, keep it professional. Moved into a house that had enough room to where I could have my own bedroom. And from that point at 9 years old, I've always had my own bedroom. So I'm telling y'all this little history to let you know that I could be like anybody else, or like some that want to make excuses for what wrong they did. And you know, it's like America is set up to believe in Cinderella stories or Pretty Woman, the movie-like stories, right? Fairy tales. Everybody's life is not bed and roses, right? For every fairy tale that come true for whoever, there's a nightmare on the other side. People that tried their best to the point where they gave up. People that didn't have nobody really in their corner, and they had to rely on themselves and themselves only. My mother gave birth to 7 boys and 2 girls. The 7 boys is including me. I'm the second oldest son my mother had. When I got into issues in the streets, I didn't have nobody to go get. I didn't have a big brother to go get. I had an older brother, but my older brother wasn't in the streets like me. So I knew not to go get my older brother. Wow. Thing got a tricky trigger. So I learned to depend on me. Now, I had an uncle that was almost 3 years older than me. He helped me out a lot, I would say, from the age of 6 until I was about 12 years old. He replaced the role model that I was looking for an older brother that I didn't have an older brother. And just with me, basically depending on what I was able to do for myself, when I got my first summer job, I got that summer job mainly because the junior high school that I enrolled, well, not I enrolled in, my mother enrolled me into, was a notorious known junior high school. My mother and most of my mother's siblings attended the same junior high school. There was some teachers at that junior high school that taught my mother and some of my mother's siblings. I'm talking about sisters and brothers, because my mother grew up in a family of 14 children, that's including my mother. So most of them went to this particular junior high school. When I saw how the kids was dressed at this junior high school, it was almost like watching Soul Train, right? They had the latest clothes fashion, shoes fashion, the haircuts they was wearing was all in style, what we would call now trending. Okay, I didn't have the money available to do the extra trendy. I had clothes, but I didn't have those type of clothes. The type of clothes to let people see me, even if they didn't know who I was, recognize that I was a good dresser. My mother only had to tell me once when I started asking my mother about buying me some of the clothes that I saw these kids at the junior high school wearing that made them look trendy, right? The latest fashion. And she told me I could afford to get you a haircut and I could afford to do certain things, but if you desire more, you old enough to get you a paper route. Maybe you could get some money together and buy yourself a lawnmower and cut grass and rake yards. It's got to be something you could do to generate some more money. Now, that if you really want what you say you want, because I can't afford to do that for you when I have 8 more children. Now, that's the downside of having or coming from a large family, right? If you probably got 1 or 2 siblings, maybe your parents or your mother or whoever raising you can afford to do that for a small amount of children or grandchildren or aunties that raising sister children or brother children. But the more children, the less a lot of the people could do in the 60s, right? For extra things. And like I said, my needs was met, right? I never missed out on my needs, but the key, my mom said I could do something to generate some more money. And that's what I ended up doing. I knew trying to cut grass and rake yards in the Orange Grove Housing Project community wasn't gonna work out, because the Orange Grove Housing Board community had their own maintenance department, their own maintenance people cut the grass, they picked the trash up off the grounds 5 days a week. So it wasn't no grass for me to cut, right? Because the grass was already being cut. Nobody was gonna give me their hard-earned money to cut their yard grass when they got the people they paying rent, the community they living in is furnishing that. So what I ended up doing was selling a newspaper called The Beacon. The Beacon, well, for those that don't know, you could Google it, because I Googled it too, and it talks about the history of the Beacon. But back when I was growing up in the 60s and the 70s, the Beacon was a black community newspaper, and it told the black senior citizens that didn't get out like they used to, that didn't know how to drive, or wanted to know what's going around in other communities, what was going on in other black communities. The Beacon newspaper cost $0.25, and for every newspaper I sold, I got a nickel, right? Now a nickel don't mean much or nothing to a lot of people. If they see a nickel on the ground, they won't pick it up, because a nickel now is like a penny or less, right? It has very little value. Even though I pick up a penny or a nickel, a lot of people won't if they see it laying on the ground. So I started selling the Beacon paper. That generated me a nickel for every Beacon paper that I sold, right? I target the black senior citizens. The reason why I'm stressing black senior citizens, because I grew up in inner city. I grew up in the ghettos. It wasn't no white people or no other people of color living around the communities that I visit or interacted in. I'm talking about the campground where I was born and lived the first 10 years of my life was in the campground community. The campground community was on the outskirts of downtown Mobile. The bottom community, I started hanging out in the bottom community when I got over to this particular junior high school that I'm talking about, Dunbar Junior High School. Dunbar Junior High School was the closest black segregated junior high school in the area. So for all the parents or children that did want to integrate by catching a public school bus and going out to the integrated school, they went to Dunbar. So you had kids from projects, the Orange Grove Projects community. You had people from the bottom. You had kids from the campground community, even down the bay, Cheneyville and Alpha Davis Avenue, Notorious Davis Avenue. The set attended school at Dunbar Junior High School. Now, selling the Beacon newspaper did put some more money in my pocket, but to be honest, what the Beacon newspaper really allowed me to do, it allowed me to start having more than the $5 a month allowance my mother started giving me when I entered junior high school. I needed that extra money, so she started giving me $5 time I entered junior high school in 1973. That $5 still couldn't do what I wanted to do. It could get me a haircut, but it couldn't buy me no platform shoes. It couldn't buy me no window pane pant jeans. It couldn't buy me no easy walking shoes that was like hush puppy shoes back then, ankle boots. It was a lot the $5 couldn't do. So I took the $5 and I invested the $5 into card games and rolling dice. I was so good at gambling that I had money saved up that I couldn't spend, because my mother was giving me the $5 allowance, and if I started spending any amount of money more than the $5 my mother gave me, I'm gonna have to answer some questions. So that $5 allowance, right along with selling the newspaper, basically, like they say, clean up your dirty, illegal money with clean money, as the rappers would say, or like they did back in the day, they needed to wash their money to where they could show some form of proof on how they got it, to keep the internal revenue for trying to take it. I use my $5 a month and my beacon money from the sale of the beacons to generate extra income. That way I could gamble and roll dice. And I was good at gambling. Matter of fact, I was real good at gambling. Very seldom lost. So in '74, I actually got my first summer job in 1974. I was 13 years old. And at that point, it wasn't no more not having the money to buy anything I saw another student with at school. If I'm watching Soul Train and I saw some blacks on Soul Train, guys that was wearing certain type of clothes, hairstyle, or something that I felt like I wanted to have, that summer school money that I made, I saved it and it lasted me a whole school term. So now I'm working with the beacon money, the allowance that my mother gave me, and the summer school money I made in 1974. I stopped selling the beacons right after I got the summer job. I let the money that I made from 1974, the summer of 1974, I saved the money up. And the next school term, from 74 going into 75, I had enough money to last me. Now, don't forget, I was still playing cards and rolling dice. Okay, 1974 was when I bought my first bicycle, right? I bought it, I was downtown Mobile doing window shopping, and I seen this cool-ass bike. I'd never seen a bike like this before. It was a rally chopper bicycle. The rally bicycle was imported to the United States from Raleigh, England, right? I'm not talking about the Raleigh Stingray bicycle that looked similar to the Raleigh shopper bike. I'm talking about the actual Raleigh chopper bicycle. You could get you could Google. If you don't know about the type of bike I'm talking about, you can Google it and you can get an idea on what I'm talking about. It looked just like a motorcycle. That's why they call it a chopper. It had a long banana seat with a long attachment on the back of the seat that allow you to ride a second person. The person can hold on to the back of that bar while they ride, while you pedal them around on your bike. It had a big tire in the back, nubby, big tire in the front. It had almost like a tricycle tire, right? It looked just like a chopper motorcycle. It was orange, and then go ahead and laugh at the way I say orange, because everybody do. You know, I don't even like saying the word orange, because people laugh and say, hey, say orange again, right? So the orange, it was orange and black. The black was the ladder saying rally chopper. That's when I started detailing my bicycle. I told myself, nobody in this community got a bike like my bike. I am going to keep this bike clean. I would take the front and back tire off. I would take that liquid wax and I would wax the front forks, the whole damn frame. I even waxed inside the spokes. That's how particular and detailed I was. I had no idea that learning how to clean that bike was gonna take me where it took me a few years after that, which was, I got the first bike in 1974. By 1979, I was doing buff job, but I did own a vehicle. I got my first vehicle in 1980, and I was 19 years old. right? But I bought the buffer in 1979 because I knew I was saving money to get a car. So I went from being detailed on my first bicycle to being detailing my first car. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and tell y'all from 1979 all the way up to the current time, 2024, that I did nothing but detail. That would be a damn lie. So that, get that out your mind. That ain't what I did. I had various jobs, but I always went back to detail. I would detail family, friends, and I kept my own car detailed even when I had other odd jobs, right? And when those other jobs fell through, I wasn't excited about doing those other jobs anymore. Then I would go back to detail, right? But I never stopped detailing ever since I first got my first bike in '74. I think it was in '84, shortly after I left my hometown of Mobile, Alabama, and moved to Atlanta, Georgia, is when I got in detail, and I've been in detail ever since then. If I wasn't doing mobile details, I worked at a salon. If I didn't work at a salon, I worked at a damn dealership that sold brand new cars, and they had a used car department. And my job was to do customer pay details and the dealership used car trade-ins. Okay, I've been out in Seattle ever since September the 27th, 1994. This September make 30 years. I've been detailing ever since I've been out here. The straight 30 years in September I've been out here, I've been performing automotive detailing. I done grown so much since coming out in Seattle. It's like where I needed to be to actually step my detailing game up. I done worked with a lot of detailers that was younger than me. I'm talking about anywhere from 5 to 30 years younger than what I was. A lot of them is not detailing no more. They moved on to other jobs. And when my path does cross their path, or maybe on Facebook, they might send me an inbox saying, wow, man, I can't believe you still in detail that long, right? I'm detailing with guys younger than my children and some of my grandchildren. So that lets you know how long I've been in the automotive detailing game. And automotive detailing, I would say the last 35 years of my life, well, not the last, I'd say 35 years of my life, right? Going back past me being 30, maybe I was 27 or something like that. Automotive detailer have paid for everything that I've done. Helped me support my children, and it paid for my lifestyle. Automotive detailing had done that for me. I'm gonna get ready to stop this video in a minute. I hope the little history lesson I gave you wasn't too boring, but I just had to share with y'all YouTubers. I'm gonna continue to perform automotive detailing, taking it to the next level. I'm not trying to branch out into all these other avenues of automotive detailing like a lot of the other automotive detailers are doing. I found a comfort zone. I found a lane that I could operate out of, and I'm gonna continue to run that lane until I'm, until I can't do it no more, or drop dead, right? Even when I'm not working full time, I'm still gonna be doing mobile detail. I have already bought over 95% of what I need to open automotive detail shop or go mobile. I have more automotive detailing experience, equipment, tools, chemicals than I had when I was actually in business for myself as an automotive detail shop owner and operator. I have more product and I'm in a better predicament now than I was then. Right now I'm having so much fun in my life. I know eventually it's gonna come to an end, but until it do, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And the only way I won't remember what I've done is something happened and I get Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that, because I got so much video footage. I got so much pictures of cars I have done, places I have worked, that I could damn sit still for 24 hours or more and just watch myself, reinvent myself. And that's what I've been doing. I had a wealthy guy told me the way to easy way to become wealthy, other than making your old dollars turn into new dollars, is duplicating yourself. Find something you could do in life that you could duplicate to sell to others to make a living. And that's what I've been doing for the last 30 years I've been in this state. I've been duplicating EJ. This is EJ signing off. Peace. I don't know if y'all can hear the sound of the rain outside, but it's raining. And it was one of these days I didn't see coming. From about 12 o'clock or 12:30 until just right now, I've been real busy. And I'm glad, because I get paid by what I do. I was able to squeeze in and finish the rest of this 2024 BMW i4 M50 Grand Coupe sitting on 19-inch wheels. I was able to finish that one. I wasn't able to prep the car that I wanted to prep back over, that I prepped and ran through the car wash. I got to go back over the grill and some more parts of the car, but I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow because I ran out of time. I actually get off at 6 o'clock and I'm already past 6. And I gotta tidy up my workspace a little bit and do a few other things before I get out of here. I actually like the i4 M50. Once I get back around, I'll show y'all how it look on the inside. At least the driver's side of the car. All right, I'm gonna display that and I'm gone. It's EJ, the Automotive Detailing Innovator. Peace.